Okay, UFC Vegas 92. This will be my prediction video. It's coming out a little late because the card kept changing, and also I'm feeling a little weird. So, anyhow, it's coming. It's finally out now. And the first fight we have to analyze is Vanessa Demopoulos versus Emily Ducote. And I'm going for Emily Ducote to win this by decision. She's actually the underdog here, but Vanessa lost against Karolina Kowalkiewicz, who, just was mildly quicker than her. And Kowalkiewicz starts all of her fights by leaning on the fence, so that's a terrible sign. And she also lost against Kaneko Murata. She won against Kaneko Murata because, Kaneko took her to the ground, and apparently, she managed to do damage while she was on her back and kind of like smooshed Kaneko Murata's head close to her and, tried to do her best on the ground, and she managed to win that fight by points. I don't think it's going to happen in this fight because I think Emily Ducote is not going to be taking Demopoulos to the ground. I think she's going to keep this a boxing match in which she's going to win because she's faster. And we've seen Vanessa Demopoulos struggle against people who are marginally faster than her. And I think she's going to win this by points. She's going to outpoint her. So Emily Ducote for the win. Next up, we got Kleydson Rodrigues versus Alatengheili. And I think Alatengheili is going to be fighting a very boring fight, as he normally does. He's very predictable. We know what to expect of him. But I think he's going to get outpaced. And I think that Rodrigues is probably going to win this by points. That's my thought on that. Very, very simple. Next up, we got Piera Rodrigues versus Ariane Carnelossi. So the logical answer here is Piera Rodrigues because she's a smarter fighter. I think she has better skills on the ground. Carnelossi is like a version of Piera Rodrigues that is a little stronger, a little more aggressive, but also a little dumber. And I don't know, I think that Piera Rodrigues is gonna fight smartly here. And the only way I see Carnelossi winning here is by freak accident. Like, she just starts swinging and accidentally catches Rodrigues somehow. But yeah, I if Piera Rodrigues loses, I don't know what to say. I think she'll be wise enough to be careful though, and I think she's gonna win. Next up, we got Tamires Vidal versus Melissa Gatto. I think that Melissa Gatto is gonna win probably by decision. I've been watching Tamires Vidal's past fights, and I'm not really a huge fan of her performance against Montserrat Rendon. In the third round, she slowed down a lot and, got taken down by a mere foot flip. Like Rendon just grabbed her foot and flipped her like it was nothing. So her takedown defense worries me, and also her fight IQ worries me as well. And I think that Melissa Gatto's got this one. She's a little quicker, which I think will give her a huge advantage. I think actually her speed is going to be her biggest advantage in this fight. And yeah, I think she's going to win this one by a decision. Okay, the next fight is with Victor Martinez and Tom Nolan. So Tom Nolan has a chin that he likes to leave open, as we saw in his last fight. But I think after that last TKO, he's going to learn. I think that was a huge moment for him where he realized that he can't just do that. And Victor Martinez loves throwing straight jabs, which often land. So Tom Nolan is taller and he has a pretty significant reach advantage, if I'm not mistaken. And I think I don't think I have mild PTSD from the Barashov and Hooper fight because I thought for sure Barashov was just going to be quicker on the feet and better with the boxing. But I don't think this is Barashov versus Hooper. Hopefully. I do think Tom Nolan's gonna win. I think his reach is gonna be advantageous in this fight, and yeah, I think he's gonna just go in doing the same thing that he normally does, but hopefully protect his chin this time. But yeah. Okay, moving on. The next fight is with Oumar Sy and Tuco Tokkos, or George Tokkos. I think Oumar Sy is gonna win. First of all, this is the one fight that changed last minute, and I think that it seems that Tuco Tokkos is taking this fight last minute with very little preparation. He's coming off of 2 TKO wins, so he's probably feeling really confident about himself and like, oh yeah, totally, I'm gonna take this fight and I'm probably gonna win. But I like Oumar's technique, and I think he's just gonna have a preparation advantage. You know, so I think he's gonna win. That's my reasoning. Okay, we move on to the next fight, which is with Abus Magomedov and Warlley Alves. So I'm gonna go Abus Magomedov, maybe for the finish here. He has a 6-inch reach advantage, and he's faced super skilled fighters like Caio Borralho and Sean Strickland, which I believe he lost those 2 fights, but I don't think Warlley Alves has faced fighters that are as skilled. And so I think Magomedov is going to have an experience advantage here. And also, I'm not betting against the Russian here. I'm just not going to do it. I'm sorry, I can't do it. So, Abus Magomedov for the win. He could get a finish here. I believe he can. Yeah. Okay. Next up, we got Themba Gorimbo versus Ramiz Brahimaj. So I think Themba Gorimbo is gonna win. I think he has a speed advantage here. Also, he has some boxing, and Brahimaj doesn't really, from what I've seen. I just feel like Themba Gorimbo is going to unleash the Zimbabwe spirits on this dude. And yeah, I don't know. He's got this, like, I guess people call it like the animal, but yeah, I feel like he's just gonna win. Because he's a little crazier than Brahimaj is, and he's quicker. I think he's just a better fighter. That's my opinion on that. Okay, next up we got Angela Hill versus Luana Pinheiro. So, you know what? I think that Luana Pinheiro might just win this fight. And, you know, Angela Hill is pretty solid. Like, she's a pretty solid, well-rounded fighter. And I love that she's like an art student who went into the sport because she wanted to stay fit. That's pretty cool. Usually that means her fight IQ is pretty good too. But I have seen Angela Hill struggle in fights where she was facing someone who was stronger than her. You know, she just had more difficulty in those kinds of fights. The one I'm thinking about right now is with Mackenzie Dern, and man, I just can't back Mackenzie Dern, and Angela Hill lost against Mackenzie Dern. Angela Hill is also 39, and I noticed that for women at 39, this is usually where they tend to slow down. I know she won her previous fight with this Brazilian chick, I forgot her name, but I don't know. I think Luana Pinheiro is going to be more of a problem for her. She's pretty strong, and I think she'll win with points. So, yeah, that's my thought on that. Okay, next fight is with Adrian Yanez and Vinicius Salvador. So I think Adrian Yanez is going to win by knockout or points, and let me explain. So, Vinicius Salvador fights with too much anxiety, not enough focus. Doesn't protect his head. I don't know why. Like, he's just got this insecure energy. And you guys tell me if you think I'm wrong, but that's just what I've witnessed. And, you know, I think that because of that, Adrian Yanez is going to have all the control in this fight. And, yeah, I can't back someone who isn't focused and isn't totally in it. Whenever someone is fighting with anxiety or with like something else going on in their minds, they can't fully be present. So I can't back Vinicius Salvador, and I think he's gonna lose. Okay, next up we got Chaos Williams versus Carlston Harris. I think Chaos Williams will probably win this fight. I think his fight IQ is just a little bit better. His takedown defense is pretty good. People are saying that Carlston Harris has good grappling, and I agree. It's pretty decent grappling. However, I don't see him actually shooting takedown attempts. I see him being caught in a takedown and then defending really well and then getting on top and managing to win that way. But I think if he's not going to initiate the takedowns, Chaos Williams is not going to initiate takedowns. Chaos Williams will probably keep this a boxing match, and I think his boxing is a little bit better. Yeah, so I think Chaos Williams is probably going to win this. Yeah. I feel like people in the MMA community overestimate grappling in this sport because a lot of it does end up being boxing. Like, people are like, oh, he's a great grappler, but oftentimes we see these great grapplers and we're just like, why are they not shooting takedowns? Why are they not going for the takedowns? And I feel like this is going to be one of those moments where everyone's going to expect Carlston Harris to shoot takedowns, and he's not going to shoot takedowns, and he's going to lose. So, you heard it here first, folks. Okay, and now for the last fight, the main event, Edson Barboza versus Lerone Murphy. I'm going to go Edson Barboza by decision. Edson Barboza is more consistent than Lerone Murphy. I feel like I can rely on him to go in there and be a good student and just do what he trained for. And, you know, he's also gone the distance before. He's gone the distance in a 5-fight round before. In a 5-round fight. In a 5-round fight before. And I think it's possible this could go the distance as well. He's also pretty durable. I don't know if Lerone Murphy can... I don't see Lerone Murphy finishing Barboza. Yeah. I think Barboza's experience is gonna help him out a lot here, and I think that I think he's gonna win by decision. Honestly, I do. I think this is probably gonna go the distance. Yeah. Similarly to how Jose Aldo and Jonathan Martinez fight went, I think this is gonna be kind of like that. Except I don't think Barboza is as hungry and sharp as Jose Aldo is, but I do think that he's a good student. And he's just going to go in there, do what he's familiar with, and be predictable, and I think it's going to work out for him in this fight. Alright, I also wanted to let you guys know what my favorite picks of the week are this week. Starting with the favorites, which are Emily Ducote and Adrian Yanez. Those are my only 2 favorite sure picks this week. And next up, the maybes, the ones that I'm pretty confident in, but not as confident as the sure picks. Kleydson Rodrigues, Piera Rodrigues, Melissa Gatto, Magomedov, Themba Gorimbo, Luana Pinheiro, and Edson Barboza. Those are the maybes. There's a lot of them this week. And I think there's only 2 that I would completely skip. And that would be the Tom Nolan fight, because I feel like there could be some fuckery involved. And Chaos Williams versus Carlston Harris. Avoiding that one. Okay, and that pretty much sums up my thoughts for this week's card. Thank you to all the new people who joined the channel. There were a lot of you recently. and thank you for the tips and advices that you guys all gave me. I'm trying my best to. I'm pretty new to this, and I'm trying to make everything work as best as I can, and for it to be of the best quality, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And for those of you who are telling me that I shouldn't be so monotone and that I should speak with more enthusiasm, I appreciate the advice. But for those of you who enjoy the ASMR, here's a little bit of ASMR in the end. And I just wanted to say that if you like this channel and the content that I'm putting out, there will be a link in the bottom of the description box. And if you'd like to buy me a coffee or send me a little bit of crypto to support this channel, I would really appreciate it. And on that note, I'll see you guys on the next video.